sky. Every train home never dies, on the edge as the numbers fly. Treading on, with pulse ascending, mind on fire, never ending. Dreams of gold, endless fight, push on through the endless night. Riding with a rocket scooter AI, up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies, on the edge as the numbers fly. Checking the charts, midnight glory, heartbeat thumping, another story. Green and red, flashing voices loud, future kings standing on their cloud. Checking the charts with her AI, up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies, on the edge as the numbers fly. Checking the charts, tracking the charts, midnight glory. Sanctuary in all its blending, mind on fire, never ending. Dreams of gold, endless fight, push on through the endless night. Push on through the endless night. Push on through the endless night.
Good morning, everybody. Whoa, my camera's like slow. That's odd. Hold on. To work on this. I wonder why my camera's doing this. Howdy, guys. Can you hear me? I'm like slow mat. What if I? Hold on. Let me check. I'm not really sure what happened. Is it here? Same thing? No. I must have hit some kind of setting or something. Hold on. Don't go anywhere, guys. My camera low on the Let me try to add as a new source. Hold on one second. I know what's happening. Welcome, guys, to the stream. Can't have this happen today. Same thing's happening there. Hold on. Let's do camera settings. Yeah, I just reinstalled like a bunch of stuff on my computer because I added my new RAM and it had some issues whenever my motherboard is real finicky for some reason. Why is this happening? Not really sure what's going on here. It's set as this. The rate's fine. Welcome to the stream, guys. Normally it's like the camera settings. It's the can't change that. Like it's sitting there at Don't go anywhere, guys. I'm gonna have to stop streaming for a minute. Check, check. Hello, guys. What's up? Hey, guys. Can you hear me? Check. All right, we're here. I don't know what's going on with the camera. Like, it's like slow motion here. It's somehow it's on some kind of setting. I didn't do anything but install my new RAM, so my computer is slightly frozen matte, slightly back matte. Hold on. I'm gonna have to go without camera today. No, I thought the FPS isn't lower because the screen is still streaming in the same. It's my camera is not. My computer went crazy whenever I installed my new RAM. Like, literally everything died again. Like, I had to reinstall everything. It was crazy. Only a second, guys. Let me do that. Let me get behind my computer and I'll be wiggling my fingers a little bit to see if I can't change some settings. Have I tried turning it on and off again? Oh yeah, I have. A million times. I'm thinking my new configuration on my computer is overwriting everything. It's not doing it in like, the camera settings are fine. It's like, yeah. Let me try something different, guys. I'll be right back. Give me I don't really know, guys. Something's going on. You're gonna have to watch me in slow motion today. I don't know what's up with my settings. I'm gonna have to figure everything out, but it's not my camera. My camera's good. For some reason, my camera settings, I can't even access them. Welcome to the stream, everybody. You're gonna have to kind of see like slow motion Matt, slightly pixelated Matt, which is okay. All right, guys, welcome to the stream, everybody. It's kind of like a nightmare, I know. Sorry about that. Slightly lagging, Matt. Well, in better news, our new release is out today. The one that has your liquidity maps on. The only thing that isn't finished is the zones. For whatever reason, my guy didn't finish it, which is gonna make sure that you have to put your zones. Hold on, I think. Maybe hold on, wait. Let me hold on. Oh, it's not loaded today. Hold on. No, it's tomorrow. Jesus Christ, he said the wrong thing. Okay, it's not loaded today. It'll be tomorrow. Okay. My bad. Let me let everybody know it isn't here today, just tomorrow. He didn't finish zone, so he's like he loaded it to the sandbox, the test server. Oh well, we still gotta do it. Hello, what's up? Can you guys hear me? At least now, let's see if you guys can hear me. Let me double check. Let me see if I can hear myself. Oh my goodness. Slightly slow motion, Matt. Let me double check the sound is good. Yeah, so I installed my new RAM, and when I tried to overclock it, hold on. Hello. Am I clipping when I talk? Is there clipping? Yes or no? No clipping? Sound is good? Well, not just sound is good, but am I clipping? Those of you audiophiles out there. Right, drivers are updated. Yeah, I don't have to do something. I installed my RAM last night, and I set the so you know it's not XMP, whatever they call it for the AMD environment. And I set the RAM profile, and I loaded the computer, and then everything crashed. Literally, the computer was blue screen of death, like cycling a dozen times. And then I had to restore and go back, and then all my programs I had to reinstall. It was weird. This is the same problem I had when I bought this computer. This motherboard is very finicky. And we found out what's going on. One of the PCIe lanes that has one of my hard drives in it interferes crazily with this one board. If you put a drive in there and then a hard drive in there, and then it gets finicky. So like it did not like my RAM settings. So I basically am running them at stock settings without the overclock profile. And then I got everything loaded up, had to reinstall everything. And no clue what's going on with my camera. I'll have to fiddle with it a little bit. Sound, yeah, everything is different. Like I haven't had a chance to set it up or test it. Wait, say 98% overdone. Hold on. Slightly overdone. Sound, yeah, everything. Raz is picking his tower. LOL. What is the what does it sound like that I can change really quick? It's tinny and the S's are sharp. Okay. bum, 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 bum. I'll have to come figure out something. Let me see if this makes a difference. Hello, check, check, check. Oh, this is why I didn't save my settings. Okay. This should be better. This should be better. Okay, just to test. Okay, I'm turning this down to low, turning this down to high. This is back to normal. Back to normal. Very low bass, very high tenny, and then normal. Very high tenny, and then normal. Okay, good. Low sounds good. LOL. Okay, there we go. All right, we're back. All right, we're back. The video, yeah, something's going on with my camera. I don't really know, but we can watch a beautiful picture of you know, slightly 80s matte. It's something in my settings. I'm not really sure what's going on with this. Who freaking knows? Max headroom. I think it has everything to do with my encoder and my camera settings. Something's going on the actual input. And let me see if I can. Might be my cam link needs some drivers. But either case, do you guys want to see slightly slow motion Matt, or do you guys want to see like a photo of Matt sitting here? Yeah, you guys are watching the chart. I have the AMD, I have the 9950. So that's the one I have. All right, let's talk about the today's setups, guys. All right. $63.44. So this will be done in a little tiny bit. All right, mark all this up. Mark it, we're gapping up today. So the new release will come out hopefully later this morning. I told him I was like, release it and send it out this morning. Whenever you do finish it. So the last part is there's some kind of bug with the zones not drawing. The right way. 3:30. Dude, same as Monday, opened up a DD band. That's crazy. Nice little gap up today. All right, so at least the stream is HD and full frame rate. It's the camera over here that's being weird. I tried unplugging it, plugging it back in. I tried, something is, I know what I need to do. It's the auto exposure, the auto mode. Is, but it's not letting me change the settings for whatever reason. I can't access the camera settings. I've had this happen before, but normally I can just go to the settings and play around with it. But right here, the settings are like blocked out. And it's like when your camera's in use, you can access the settings. So I have no idea. Like camera properties, video inputs. Like all the, everything's locked out. So what happens typically is whenever it's on, when all the settings are on auto, which is what it's defaulting to, it has no ability to, like, I know it's in use, so I can't change anything, but I have nothing I can change, which is weird. And I know what's happening. If I set it to auto exposure, instead of setting the exposure manually in the camera properties, but I can't access the camera properties, so. Bum, 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 bum. It's the... Here we go. Let's see if I can do this. As soon as I can figure out how to enable the auto exposure, which is what it is trying to do, because I can see it. What it does is I just need to set to manual. I've had this happen before with the cam link. Quality went to 480p. The stream should be good. We'll figure it out later. All right, upper DD band. Ooh, already at the open. Okay. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Don't forget to hit the like button. We're doing giveaways in just about an hour. So start off the day today. Let's talk about the pre-market stuff here. Oh god, I got nothing set up here. Yeah, it's so crazy. I didn't think installing new RAM sticks would like completely crash everything on my computer for hours. It was such a nightmare yesterday. This motherboard is very finicky. Like it uninstalled Firefox. It's like Firefox. And when I click the button to open everything up, it's like can't be found. I'm like, it's so something's interacting with the hard drive, right? And who knows what's going on there. And so things are like getting deleted. I have to reinstall half my programs. Just installing RAM sticks is weird. Just don't overclock. Yeah, now my RAM is at like stock settings, so. But the problem has to do with the PCIe lane. It's interfering with one of the hard drives on the board. Okay. All right, I gotta log in everything. Guys, we open in 2 minutes. All right, this morning we have, sorry for the delays, you guys. Hit that like button if you don't mind. Give me a favor here. Nothing really going on this week or today for news on the calendar. Nothing really going on. Okay, so we've been gapping up a lot this morning. VVIX back up to 98 as of right now. The last, let's see, hold on. Actually, that's of yesterday. Right now, VIX is below 1841. Market's nice and clean. We rallied up to DD bands overnight. I did take some longs overnight, which was kind of nice. I bought the dip right like 2 minutes after, which is really good. And that's it. So now we're at DD band. We'll see what we end up getting to start the market day off. Nothing right now. No trades for me right now. I had my meeting with Funded Next last night. I have an update for that for you guys. I'll be sure to share that. All right, resiliences are positive, which means half gap is support. We likely have a long up setup here. Good morning, everybody. BLU open at 6:33. Wait, hold on, that's old. That's old. Wait for the LMs to come through. Now the question is, if we break DD band and keep going, DD band itself is a long setup I can take. BLU gap up at open SPY. Nothing, no pivots nearby to trade on. Yeah, it's not done calculating yet. It's almost there. 0.94, there we go. So open 571.5 all the way down to 567.5. Wow. Okay, so there is nothing except for down here. We have no pivots except for half gap and blue itself. So essentially, if we reclaim the open on an opening breakout, I can take a long trade off the open. Other than that, it is we're stuck at upper DD band. And if it breaks DD band and breaks through it, I hold off. I let it rebounce and take it and tap. So off of here, the half gap bounce 571 to 569.5. That's 2 1/5, so that's 88 points off the open. is hedge pressure. So right at 12. So this we're gonna watch again Nasdaq today. I think that's where it is. Hedge pressure regular half gap. Dude, I can't wait to all this automate. No, that's not half gap. That is. Let me do this again. 571.69.7. Oh, 4. That's actually my bad. That's 4. That's right a smidge about the close. Okay, that's way down here. So nothing actionable right now. No liquidity maps, actionability, nothing. We are running right up to the upper DD band. There's nothing to do except for if it does break, I can take that trade. If we do break, I take the bounce trade and I wait for it to set up. I don't just jump in on the long. So like for instance, today, if it does break, I wait for it to reclaim and then I can take a potential long to go. Now let's see if we can find some reversal pivots outside of the bands, like we have any kind of like red lines or anything. 78.25 or 782.5 is a level up here. Okay, what about S&P? So essentially, hold off is what I'm going to do. I never take the first initial break outside of the bands. Typically, the market will close below these bands. But if it does break, I never take the first chase. When it returns, then I make my decision. Like I'm going to wait 10, 20, 30 minutes before I do anything. Ow. Okay. No, so no setups today, right? Wish everybody a green day today. Absolutely. Bull long up setup at the open if resilience is greater than 0, which it is. All setups are looking good. Let's watch the monthly maps for the greater market. So DD ratio greater than half, SPY above MHP. And last thing we're going to check is monthly maps. Did we make ourselves in the clear? I think if we moved high enough today, we should be in the clear. We'll look at this in a second. There's one monthly map. All right, come on. Stop being slow. There we go. Nice, clean. We've recovered. Yeah, bull territory looking great on QQQ. Bull territory looking great on the S&P. We are back to bull market, guys. Looks like all the scares are done, which is good. Very, very good. Unless today's just another random day of liquidation, it should be okay. Half gap is a decent support for long setups. I'm going to be looking for that in a little bit. On the S&P. So I got a confirmation from Funded Next about what was going on. So everybody that's in the program now is not going to face any issues. It's like the residual from the past. If you're still facing issues with them from accounts that you got them like the last sale or something, they had some glitches and this is the stuff they're working on. They told me all about it. People that have new accounts, apparently what you can do now, if you get an account now and you pass it, I got some information I'll share with you guys in a little bit, but just to kind of rest some of your minds, if you get an account now and you pass it, you should get your agreement right when you pass it. And you should get your account the same day, if not the next day at the most. It's some people that are waiting. You're never going to get your account. We have to manually solve everybody that's in that problem. So I'll have to get you guys one at a time. I sent everybody y'all's information so that they can look it up. And so they should get you guys pretty soon if you're in that boat. It's not a lot of people compared to all the customers, just a handful. I told them all of my list of things we need to fix and work on. And they agreed to pretty much all of it being something that needs to be fixed. All right, so QQQ has nothing but hedge pressure down at the close. SPY has really nothing except for half gap right here in the middle. And so we're going to be watching those levels. I hate opening right on the edge of monthly hedge. I mean, DD band right there. Not really the best setup. That is one potential long setup. For bears, this is it. If you're bearish, you can the resistance is this green line. So the fact that the ratio is greater than half means that it's probably confluence. More likely to push up, less likely to resist. But this is the bear pivot for bears out there. So that's the one. Overnight, right when we dipped to overnight hedge pressures, I grabbed that dip and I longed, which is really nice. It was a really good setup. So Nasdaq is in the same boat. Nothing yet. S&P kind of in the same boat. Half gap right there in the middle. The Godfather has spoken. What's up? I didn't even get to do roll call today. All right, I'll give you guys a little info about what's going on at Camp Funded next. So give me a second. More likely is and again, S&P is not at the DD bands yet, just NASDAQ. So S&P still has a little bit of room to move, to make its way up to there, to pull back. Now, again, anything that we see today with positive res, we do have support right here at half gap. I'm just gonna delete this and redraw that. So this is what can possibly happen. Resilience has support right at half gap because we are right here in the middle. Where did my notes go? They did not finish the zones part of this, so he decided not to release it because it was incomplete. So we'll have that for maybe later on in this morning session, or at least in the afternoon we can get it. Put you down there. Huge gap up, half gap resistance, SPY open, MHP down here. This is kind of what I'm expecting. Like we had this morning, that's expected. This is possible. Less likely though. Nvidia touching all-time highs. Oh yeah, everything's looking great. This is it's maybe a 2-to-1 trade on the open here, but I'm gonna let the range kind of play out and just see what the market wants to do. There is no bull, there is no bear setup, anything. Everything is looking slightly bullish today. I love it. Expected move on the break here. Less likely to be a fall to half gap, but it still is support with res greater than 0. So that white line is going to be support. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna hold off and chasing the long here and let it pull back to that middle point and try to grab a dip on that. If I can get it. But it's great to see that everything on the bull side of the market's come back, which is good. I am going to wait for the support at... areas here. Oh, I'm on the 5-minute chart. Let's go to 1-minute chart. Bum, 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 bum. Take that half gap long there, be kind of nice. Kind of nice. Got that half gap long. Now, this is the 1A trade set up with positive res, which is good. This is a long entry to chase at the open, which is what I have been doing in that bull market. It's going to find a lot of buying pressure on this gap up as long as the stocks are looking decent, which Nvidia is pressing the highs. Apple's sort of hanging in there. Microsoft pressing the highs. Meta sort of in the middle. Tesla sort of like doing nothing really. Tiny little gap up. I grabbed the long right at the dip at the open, so my accounts are up pretty decent already. So I don't need to chase too much. Let's just wait and see. I've got, if we break, like I said, breaking DD band is like let it fly, then let it return, usually like half an hour to an hour. Like I let it move. I don't just take the chase on the band. I'll miss the first wave up. Almost always is that test a good setup, just like yesterday, right? Yesterday's kind of looked like this whenever we broke through it. I think it was this one. Yeah, this one. Right. I don't try to take, this is the DD band yesterday, wherever it was. I don't try to jump in and take that initial break, even though it goes and it supports and then it bounces around. I don't care about that. I let it move. I wait an hour or two if I need to for it to retest, and then I take that leg. That's the stronger DD band support play. Chasing at the open is kind of like fool's game. Let it manifest. Like if it's breaking out of these ranges, it's gonna take some time. Like let it do its thing. And I never chase that initial break, even if it goes like 50, 60 points. Never chase it. I the test is a more probable setup. So we'll see what we get, y'all. We'll see. Good. It's looking sexy on some pullback action here. That's what we want to see. A little bit down to the half gap support. Res is greater than 0 and get that little long there. Be kind of nice. Slightly pixelated, Matt. The DD ratio is the percent of market cap of stocks that are in a bull zone. So essentially it's a seesaw. 5 is the middle. Anything above 0.5 is bullish. Anything below 0.5 is bearish. And so it's 84% of the market cap is bullish. This account on the screen right here is up like $1,600. No, I'm sorry. No, this is the $1,200. This is up $1,200 already from longing at the open yesterday at the first little dip. So I can make some trades probably at half cap, or I can wait for all the way down here at hedge pressure. Oh, which would be nice. Being situated here. My discount code for Funda Next is Rocket right above my head. Let me get you guys. Oh, slightly in the green, Matt, even though slightly slightly sitting out at the start of the day, Matt. Never in my life, except for this one computer. Pin the taskbar. This one computer literally freaks out when I install a new RAM. Something is major conflict on the board, and the guys, I had to actually take the Micro Center and have them fool around with it because I was getting tired back in the day of figuring it out. They actually came through and they told me, this is where I'm sitting at today. Again, I've only touched on 2 of my funded necks so far. I'm gonna grab the dip on the rest of them. That's good. Slightly pixelated matte is still up. I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, like $5, $6, $7, $8,000. Slightly pixelated matte still making money. We're good. Slightly slow matte. Slightly slow matte. I don't know. Are there theme songs already being written about slightly slideshow matte? I wouldn't be surprised if there's already a song written about it. There's already shit about it. I feel like this is the funniest part about our community now. It's like, I fucking hate you guys. This is when all right, here we go. You know what? All right, hold on. I swear, you guys, I don't know what I'm gonna do with you guys sometimes. This is by far one of the most fun parts about trading. Slightly Ty Lopez Matt, who's slightly fatter and slightly slower, but at least he still has a sparkly cowboy hat, which is really the most important part of the stream. Thank you guys for making sure you capture that. I think for today we'll just have you know, the good stuff here. Doesn't get much better than that. Okay, so today's setup, I can still take a long off of the half gap, which is what I can take. This opening chop, I'm not really doing much. I'm just kind of like waiting. If we do break, remember the rule I have is if I do break these upper DD bands right here, I let it go. Like I let it go. I don't chase anything. I'll let it ride for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever, and I will miss out on the entire move to let it do this and then take the second run. And this kind of future structure break needs big confirmation. And you guys remember I took this trade yesterday, right? So it's less likely to fall down here to the half gap, but with a positive resilience, which is this white number, means that this is support. This is support. So these are both good supports in here. This is a risky play because it's bumping into resistance. Now it's more likely to break through and keep going, but it's going to be kind of like hard pressed. So zero shorting on this, right? Literally zero shorting on this, right? You guys understand my rule. I don't care what y'all do. My rule is zero shorting on this. Everything's bullish again. Greater market is bullish. Now how we do greater market, there's 3 indicators that we look at. I'll teach you guys really quick. And don't forget to hit the like button, friends. About to drop some good alpha for y'all. Can we see if a picture of Matt in a cowboy hat can get more views than every other YouTuber who's trying to stream right now? That's what I'm talking about. Remember the other day when the construction folks are here in the afternoon stream, my chair got more views than everyone else streaming. I thought that was pretty cool. All right. The camera froze again, but at least you got me kind of like making somewhat of a face. Okay. Greater matte. What the hell? Slightly greater matte. Yeah, this literally is greater matte, both horizontally and vertically. All right, greater markets. This definitely is greater on the horizontal plane. Okay, greater market. Let me teach you guys really quick. We got 3 indicators we look at to look for bullish or bearish, and 2 for volatility. DD ratio is the percent of market cap of stocks that are bullish. As long as it's greater than half, then more of the market cap is bullish than bearish. That's it. And it's using the S&P 500 stocks. Now, this is what we look for. It's a bull bear bias indicator. An example, let me pull up NVIDIA, right? So NVIDIA right here is trading in what's called a bull zone. NVIDIA is trading where there are more dealer calls in the money than there are dealer puts in the money. Therefore, the hedging against the positions, the bull side of the market, is more bullish than bearish. Let me explain to you what a hedging loop is very quick. It's a very cool, easy thing. Say that you go out there and you buy like 1 million shares of NVIDIA, right? You long NVIDIA. And you long like, 1 million shares or 100K shares. And so on the other, and you bought them exactly here. And then a market maker is somebody who actually sold to you because there wasn't another seller of something that large that moment in time. So they're the ones that are actually short the same shares. And to hedge that, they'll buy calls, an example of this particular hedging loop. So dealer is short NVIDIA, long calls. They can neutralize that trade if they delta hedge their position. Actually delta hedge their calls relative to the short they got in with you, and you're good. Now, they bought the calls from another market maker of the options who sold the calls. And as those calls go in and out of the money, they need to long and short the underlying itself. So we all follow this chain so far. This is an example chain, right? So you bought the shares, a huge amount of shares. There's not like 100,000 shares on the ask. A bank got on the other side of the trade with you. They neutralized that short to be neutral by buying insurance. The insurance salesman sold the insurance, and now they're longing and shorting the underlying to become neutral as well. Does everyone here understand this so far? This is just like basic understanding of what I'm trying to explain. So if we do break DD band, I'm going to have like 30 minutes and buy the dip when it touches. So nothing at the open. This is the time to chill and sit out. Everybody here kind of understand what I'm talking about? Neutral trade, neutral trade. Market maker, you, trader. Did my mic go blank? Okay. So the idea is that you longed NVIDIA, and the market maker of the calls has an area where they can sell NVIDIA, right? You longed NVIDIA, another market maker can sell NVIDIA, thus completing the loop. The circuit's complete. So we call these hedging loops, and that's what we look for. We monitor all markets simultaneously to find these things. So what is a bull zone is this particular relationship where a hedging loop exists against a bull trader. That's all that it means. Somebody bought an abnormal amount of shares when there was no liquidity to sell to them, and some loop of liquidity providers are engaged in the trade against the person in the middle. Okay, against the bull or bear. And that's all a bull zone is we look for these hedging loops. And it's really my genius idea to decide if something's really bullish or bearish. NVIDIA, as example, is way up in bull territory. As a matter of fact, NVIDIA can sell off this hard today, and it's still bullish. So what happens is in a bull zone is there's more natural bulls than bears. So the initial market maker, you trading against them, they have purchased calls, right, at this particular place, and you're holding your long position. As those calls are in the money, you'll see a little bit of hedging against it, right? Calls go in the money, there's more longs. And down here in the bear zone is there's somebody shorted with the same loop. We find some kind of chain that ties right back to the trader. And that's what we're looking for. And that's how we come up with these zones. The hedge pressure is the gamma exposure of the person that sold the calls to the dealer. This is market maker versus market maker transaction. So the one guy in the middle shorted the NVIDIA and bought calls. The other one sold calls and is buying and selling NVIDIA. They're looped together with each other. The gamma exposure of the guy that sold the calls, buying and selling directly the underlying based on the exposure of those calls, then the hedge pressure is that. It's the maximum gamma of dealer-to-dealer transaction. The options sold to market makers from options dealers. So bull zone is you versus market maker. Hedge pressure is market maker versus market maker, etc. So these three things together make a liquidity map. That's all what it is. And we look for this. And the way that you read it is pretty simple. Don't worry about trying to understand all the mechanics of it, but that's telling you what's under the hood. Hedge pressure is delta hedging to the long side. So it's support. Monthly hedge pressure is delta hedging to the long side. So it's support. Bull zone is bull support from the original buyer and people hedging against their exposure to that. So when you add it all up, you can see that all these arrows are up, pointing green. Whenever you approach both of these, it's kind of like this little wave pushing higher. You guys might see on the stream, everybody jokes and says I draw a fan. The fan is just that gentle pressure from hedging. You get all your hedging adjustments from there. And so as markets are falling, it just somehow gets some magic buying right on the edge there. So you need a lot of selling to overcome that. And when you piece it all together, you get your liquidity map. So greater market is the net market cap ratio of stocks that are bullish or bearish. As you see, 85% of the market cap, and it's weighted by market cap, is bullish. So the majority of stocks are crammed up here in a bull zone. They're either A, opening and rallying, or B, dipping inside of a bull zone. And what I look for is where are these major tech stocks going to pivot. So if Nvidia, for instance, sells off today, right about here or right about here relative to NASDAQ futures, I'd be more willing to buy the dip because Nvidia has strong supports there, right? That's it, baby. Do I teach this in the $20 course? I absolutely teach all of this. This is part of that course, which starts again on Monday. So we're exploiting the fact that we're monitoring what all the stocks are doing at the same time. It's great. Number 2, we look to see if the S&P is above its gamma maximum level, monthly hedge pressure for monthly scale. And that's it. It's a very simple. So I could tell you the market's bullish or bearish for just the 3 indicators in literally 2 seconds. So let me go to the S&P really quick. S&P is above its monthly gamma exposure maximum level, right? This right here, monthly hedge pressure. So S&P over the course of the month is just got long hedging off of this. So it's like this wind pushing from this orange. So S&P could sell off really hard today, and I'd be willing to buy the dip very big right there. So stocks are bullish right now. S&P is bullish for the month. Easy as that. So I check it out. I look in the morning, I go, okay, greater than half, above orange, check, check, bull, bull. Last thing I do is I look at my 3-month outlook, and you guys see monthly maps has completely healed itself. And we're totally good. Bull side getting stronger. We're in a bull zone for the next month. Bear side getting weaker. So perfect, right? The market has returned to bullishness. This is pretty much probably going to squeeze my calls to zero, my puts to zero, which is fine. I'm still longing and making money. I've more than paid for those puts in 2 days worth of trading, which is my goal to begin with. In case the market crashes, I still got them, but man, I'm making the money back to pay for them, right? And that is it, baby. So greater market is bull, bull, bull. People from the classes, how many of those numbers of those indicators that need to be bullish for me to be a bull? You guys remember? Why not just sell the puts? Because the puts aren't supposed to be speculative. That's not how hedging works. One. And currently all 3 are bullish, right? All 3. It takes all 3 to be bearish, and that's why when this happened, I go, crap, we're a bear market. And then happened again, I go, crap, bear market. And then the next day we're bullish again. I'm like, well, bull market's back. That was the shortest lived bear market I've seen in a while. Really strong bullish. A greater market, all 3 of them are bullish. And now the other 2 is volatility, how the market's going to travel. And with that, we're going to look at VVIX and VIX. All it is very simple. You use a ticker called VVIX. If this number is below 100, check it off your box. Good. Bull market, you want it less than 100. Perfect. The other thing is VIX futures. You want it below this key level, 1841 for the month. Below 1841, market is not sensitive to news, not sensitive to anything. Very resilient, very solid, and you can see the market is moving very solid without big red candles like we were having. So this is characteristic of not only do we have the greater market, all signs are bullish, but the volatility is also supporting all signs bullish as well. No big dips, no big sell-offs. Trump is going to tweet something and we're not going to get massive red candle, right? We can see that from the structure. So I know today, if the market were to fall to these strong pivots, you guys tell me with what you've learned from me, if we were looking for that long, pick a time of the day where you think that's going to happen. Just as a quickie. Y'all tell me. Is this going to happen in the first hour? Towards the end of the day? Take a guess. This is what I've told you guys, right? Yeah, at the end of the day, you guys understand that. Without the volatility there, the market's going to have to work its ass lower to get down 40 points, even if we go that far, right? You guys are totally understanding this, right? So it's very not feasible for me to think that the market's going to sell off really hard and come down into here. The market's going to shrug off any news that we get. The market's not going to care about much because VIX is telling you that structure. And we just got some wholesale numbers out. You know why I'm not even caring about it? Because VIX is telling me not to care about it. And as you see, the news came out and the market didn't even care. And that's what the VIX numbers are for in that greater market. And that's what I teach you guys in the boot camp. Greater market 1, 2, 3 is just telling you bullish or bearish. Everything is bullish. And then 4 and 5 is how it's going to move. And then, you know, VIX less than 100. So the VIX is not sensitive to much. VIX shouldn't be moving at all. And then VIX futures less than that triple B number, which is 1841, means the index itself is not going to be sensitive to news as well. The index didn't care about the news, and I bet you VIX is freaking rock solid and didn't even budge. And just like I said, as predictive as this is, I'm going to teach you guys in the bootcamp how to master this shit yourself. VIX didn't even move. All right, so we can predict this, can't we? So this is the whole point of what we teach here. That news came out, and I'm not expecting the market to move 10, 20, 30 points off of it. The market's going to just blink. Like it didn't even happen. So you guys understand this, right? This greater market is one of the best things we ever put together for bias. So everything's bullish. So it's going to tell me that I'm not going to get a quick dip to these supports that I want to get because when there's no volatility, right? So if the market were genuinely going to get lower, it's going to have to work its way lower kind of slowly and then pick up steam as we go. So I've got at least a nice good solid hour, maybe 2 hours before I hit some of these lower supports here. If the market were volatile, that might happen in 2 or 3 minutes. 1841 is the contango midpoint between 2 contracts at the rollover point the night before monthly options on the VIX expire. So it's the Tuesday before the 3rd Wednesday of the month. We do the midpoint between the 2 contracts at exactly the moment the forward month opens that evening on that Tuesday night. It is a magic trick. It's fucking go on Penn and Teller and show them this, and they won't be able to figure out what's going on. You can full Penn and Teller at this. It's absolute magic how great this level is at doing this. Why in the world is this market bullish, James? There's nothing bearish. I mean, the economic data is not bearish. It hasn't been. Stocks are beating earnings. Like, you know, this is kind of another thing. Big tech is beating earnings. AI is really driving the market. Trump is president. While the tariffs are creating a little bit of inflation, I think the idea that this year, this like pussy ass world we lived in has been sensitive to inflation. Your grandparents and parents would probably laugh at how much of a bunch of bitches we are complaining about CPI being in the 2s to 5s range and calling it inflation over the last 4 years, like the world's about to crash. And they'll be like, oh, don't you, oh, I remember when I was a kid and inflation was like 15%. You know what I mean? We've had worse and survived worse and had bull markets and worse. And so I think that the world that we live in right now has no bad news. And the fact that tariffs could cause, you know, Michigan numbers forecast 5-6% inflation, and people are acting like the sky was going to fall. And most of it was built into, I mean, a lot of it was built into, you know, necessities that people buy, but a lot of it was built into discretionary spending. So it's like, oh, boo-hoo, your iPhones are going to cost 5% more. The world's going to crash. We weren't seeing that, and the job market wasn't showing any layoffs. The companies had made so much money and had enough cash flow to absorb the blow of the tariffs, and so we didn't crash out. And I think that's really what's going on. There's just no, the data's not great, but the data's not bad. There's no bad shit to pull the market down. People are holding on for the long haul because they remember last time Trump was president. I mean, I said that we'd hit 10,000 S&P within 5 years, and I think we will still do it. The S&P is going to double. It might make it to 8,000 or 9,000 by the end of Trump's term. Like, we're going to go straight up. I've always felt that, unless something, even with the tariffs, the long-term effect of that is going to be negligible. But you guys are right. Like, why is it turning around? Earnings are showing good, and I think that's where it's really coming from, right? Yeah, but their wage increase is more than 20%. Yeah. The AI technological capex supernova shall not be denied, as John has said, right? Like, it's a new dawn, a new horizon. And I think that euphoria that's coming from it comes from the same money managers in 1997 that were like, oh, this internet's just a fad. They're in their 20s. They're like, the hotheads are like, this is just a fad. This is going to stick. And then they missed out on the dot-com boom, the real one that happened, you know, in the mid-2000s. And now those, you know, traders in their 20s are now money managers in their 50s. They're not going to be the laughing stock of their office a second time. Nobody is going to sit there and think that the AI thing isn't going to be a a revolution. AI is such a revolution. It's shifting the jobs market. People don't even get jobs anymore at companies because of AI, because they can sit at home and start their own business. Like, it is by far the thing that is so obvious, and it's got so much utility even now before we even know what to do with it, that nobody is going to be the person that's like, this is just a fad. This is going to probably not be here. Oh, I can check my email online. Oh, yeah. Wall Street to the moon. This is what people were like in the 90s. People thought the internet wasn't going to mean anything. Oh, that's cool. I can book a movie online. Oh, that's nice. What, that's just a slightly better telephone? People are going to have the vision of what you can do on the internet, right? It would change the entire infrastructure, the landscape of the world, change how jobs are handled, change how shipping happened, change how anything happened, how the government runs itself. Everything's done online now. Imagine how much money everybody saved that you don't have to have employees at all these places, government places. You can just do everything online now. And people didn't see that back then. And so the thing is now is people are wondering, like, what am I not seeing about AI? What are the millions of things we don't know we can do with it? So the AI, as John has said, supernova, right, is kind of really where we are. The technological capex supernova shall not be denied. This is such a proud, bullish statement. And I think that's kind of what's going on. The market hasn't received any damning news that it hasn't shrugged off. The inflation we expect, and I think this is really why Wall Street was like needing some kind of bad news to get us bearish for a couple months, like the tariffs coming through. They're not getting worse. And again, I'm not, like I said, I'm not chasing the long out the door here. I'm waiting for the little pullbacks. And half gap is a really solid, sturdy long if I can grab it in just a little bit. But I think that's kind of what it is, right? I think the idea that we were able to absorb all the inflation and companies even so. The PPI is not showing massive price increases on the production side, which would lead to inflation at so higher PPI can lead to higher CPI, and we're not seeing that, which means companies are absorbing the tariffs more than we thought, and they're beating earnings. This is where my mind is blown too. Like, holy crap, the companies are doing fine. And I think that's kind of what's going on here. You know what I mean? The way you explain the stock market, we legit are coded to just go up. Literally. Well, I mean, think of it like this, Sipta. Everything that has tangible value experiences inflation. And I explained it this way in the boot camp as well. Think about this, right? Starbucks sells 1 million cups of coffee a year, 1 million cups of coffee for $1, right? Earnings come out that year, at the end of that year, and they say we made $1 million because we sold 1 million cups of coffee for $1. And you go, oh, shareholders happy. And then inflation happens, and everybody raises prices everywhere. And you happen to also raise your prices to like $1.04 because, well, inflation. Okay, we added 4% to our coffee cup. We didn't even actually make any new sales. We actually didn't even do much. As a matter of fact, we even did fewer sales, right? We did 990. We actually did fewer sales, but we did much more than 1 million on paper. We actually did worse as a company, but we actually made more money because of inflation. So shareholders from year 1 to year 2 will say, aha, we're making more money. Hooray. Our dividends are bigger. Hooray. Stock goes up. This looks great on paper. You can do no better in sales, and just inflation alone makes your stock look better because you're making more and more money every single year. So inflation hits the bottom line of every company as well, and companies just naturally go up because of inflation as well, because the demand for stocks are solid as long as the inflation is built into the bottom line of the company as well. You're going to see on paper, the net earnings per share went up. We beat estimates. Very cool. Right? So the idea is that the company doesn't have to perform better for it to look better on paper, just due to inflation. So everything inflates. If the stock market was left alone, it would go up 2% a year, which sounds like compounding, right? And in reality, that's exactly what happens. I mean, you can load up a stock market chart, and why do we exponentially go up? Why? This is a compounding curve. What's compounding here? Well, this is inflation. Left on its own, it just inflates. How do you know it perfectly inflates on an exponential curve? That this is the first order differential equation, the first solution to first order differential equation, your PERT equation in interest calculations. How do we know it's going up in a perfect alignment with that kind of equation? You can go to the axis of this thing and go to the price axis and switch it to a log scale, and it's a straight freaking line. Because it's a straight line on the log scale, you know it's exponentially compounding. So therefore, you can assume that inflation just sets the stock market on its own. And yes, as you said, it is just programmed to go up. Pretty neat, right? And when you adjust on a log scale, you can see the severity of every crash. As we see, 1929 was pretty bad. We lost almost 90% of value of the stock market over 3 years. But as you see on the log scale, the 2008 crash is the worst crash we've had in the history of the stock market's relative to itself. Loss of value. On a log scale, this is massive. This loss of capital was worse than that. Or loss of capitalization. Pretty neat, right? So anywho, yeah, the stock market is programmed to go up. I love teaching that lesson as well. And again, kind of waiting for this little midpoint drop here. And left on its own, things just float up. And that's why the first class talks about, the literally first class of the boot camp is all about that one phenomenon. If you guys like that, maybe drop a like down below in the channel. We fill you guys up with all the best market alpha here. It's like a bar. We're passing around shots. You guys want a shot? You want a shot? Shots, everybody? Does your internet crap out? No, Matt's camera settings are wacky right now. You should be fine. Nasdaq at half gap or S&P at half gap. Can I take the long here? I very much could. Let me grab ESU5. This is a B setup. Let me grab it with one S&P contract. Let me do one S&P contract here. Just one at half gap. Let's double check VIX. VIX move up slightly. VIX move up slightly. We should be good. Okay, we're good. Should be all right. There's that half gap support. It's not A plus setup. This is B setup. This is rare. Just kind of waiting for this to happen. B setup. This is half gap back up to open. That is the trade. This is about a 1.6 to 1 setup. If it does work. So we get about a 10-point stop on that. No volatility. 10-point stop right at 80. I can close out. S&P, just one contract, keep it light. $500 if I win. No, I'm sorry. $800 if I win. Boot camp is a 20 days thing. Yeah, 20 days thing. So right, the stock market always goes up, but not because it's not because we're all just stupidly bullish, mostly because there's more net longs on the market than there are net shorts on the market. Well, why is that? Because people don't bet against inflation. Inflation is a constant present force. All things being equal, markets just drift up 2% a year, even without an imbalance of buyers and sellers. It's a beautiful phenomenon. So we tell you that markets never fall. Stock markets never fall. The stock market only gets pushed lower in short periods of time. Yeah, so 29 would have probably seemed worse. It was down 90% of that actual value. Well, it also was down 90% over 3 years. So the weird thing about the 29 crash is that it took 3 years to actually sell off. It was a slower market collapse, right? So it was like year 1, year 2, year 3. The 2008 thing was like year 1, and then halfway through year 2 was like that. We didn't actually get a nasty sell-off crash like we did when the banks failed in 29. 29 was like a slower burn market crash. You're right. It had a bigger Great Depression. It was like a slower, more substantial fall on a percent basis in 29. I don't know if you can go before that. How far back can we go here? And it was like, you see how it was like just, actually it was more like closer to 4 years. Like the crash started off here and then the market just died slowly and then sped up at the end. And so like as a general panic and everything failed, our market was like, here we go, and then in a single year. And so that was like, that's why 29 created a Great Depression, because the market was dying for 4 years. It was like not really rip the band-aid off. It was like, let's just kind of like, imagine you didn't even hit the bottom for 4 years. The market's crashing for 4 years before everybody can still have the dust clear. That's why it led to a Great Depression. I mean, things were dying for a long time. This was like things were kind of looking bad for a little bit, and then oopsie doodle, the bank's fucked up. Oh, that's okay. They're getting bailed out. So this was a more substantial crash. This was a more substantial bear market, right? Yeah. So like the crash and the percent value of the actual crash portion of the bear market on 2008 was the worst we've seen, like per year or per whatever, you know. Yeah, but you're right. 29 felt hard. 29 did not feel easy. That's where it really hurt. By the time things are crashing, and by the time you guys, y'all weren't even trading in 2008, by the time you figured out the stock market was crashing, you didn't even feel it. You might have got laid off within a year or so, but you probably didn't feel anything. In 1929, you wake up and every month the stock market's lower and lower and lower, and it's just doom and doom and doom. Whoosh fans. B set up at half gap, looking for resilience is still greater than 0. Should be okay here. Okay, Whoosh fan, let's go. Guys, no clue what's going on with my camera today, so I really apologize for this. I mean, I know what's going on, but somehow my setting isn't there for me to fix it. Come on, Whoosh fan. You want to hear the song? Because I want to hear the song. And in the boot camp, yes, the link is in the description below. We teach this in the boot camp. We teach all of this. So treat the market like markets don't ever fall. And I know I kind of driving home a really good point. Again, markets never fall. They don't. They always float up, always, at all times. Markets float up and float up and float up, and they don't fall. When you let go of the market, it doesn't fall. When you let go of the market, it stays. It stays where it is. And then on its own, it continues to float up a little bit more. Market's a helium balloon. It really is. So why do we sell off if markets never fall? This crazy guy on the internet says market never falls. Well, it doesn't. We push it lower. So while it's floating, occasionally we'll push it lower, right? And then once we let go of it, it recovers very quickly. You know, the market is a helium balloon that you're holding and trying to press below water. And once you let go of it, pops right back up. And then it sits on the surface, and then a gust of wind picks it up off the surface, and then it gets back to floating back up into space. And so if you think of markets don't ever fall, we just push them lower sometimes. It kind of changes your mentality about trading in general. Like, I'm never expecting markets to just fall. People need to dump their shit. If everybody's sitting back and sitting tidy, the market stays where it is. That's the best part. So bear markets are more of a rare event. So we got to be careful when they happen. My stop is right at 80. That's it. It's a B setup. This is not the strongest. This is not the strongest setup. So if I rank this on A plus, A and B, half gap setup to open is a B setup. It's a maybe 60% chance. Not the strongest. Slightly better than a coin flip. And my confluence is that this indicator is greater than 0, and so is this one, which is totally fine. If it does fill the gap, then it fills the gap. We're totally cool. Let's say one S&P contract is not really that big of a deal. In reality, the A plus setups are off of the bull zone bottoms and hedge pressures and stuff. Like here today, hedge pressure is definitely A plus. So the thing is that could I hold for 20 points? That's only $1,000 a drawdown on this. To double down at hedge, I probably could, to be honest. I can definitely do that. What expiration do I use for my options, Diego? I teach you guys in the boot camp. It's not, that's like my secret sauce. So as far as like here in the chat and the stream, I don't spill all my sauce on how I do everything. A lot of my trades, I do like to keep to myself. Not that I don't love you guys, but for real, like when people say, why would somebody sell their alerts and sell their signals if they're so good? Like, why don't they keep them themselves? I'm like, you're right. Like, of course, I would not want to share my secrets. Like, that's 100% right. I don't know why people buy stock alerts from gurus. Like, I think people that give away their trade ideas are fucking liars. I have an options trade. I don't want any of you guys crowding it. That's 100% true. So the myth out there is that somebody's going to hand you their trade ideas for perfect, right? And I love you guys for asking. I'll teach you how I do it in the boot camp. I promise. But I'll never tell people my options trade while I'm still working it out. This is probably going to expire worthless. I don't have a feeling that this is gonna crash, so we'll see. But right, I 100% agree with the sentiment. I'm like on the side of you guys. Like, it's a little fishy. This person's selling me their stock ideas. I'm like, yeah, it is. It's an absolute scam. If they worked, they wouldn't be selling it at all. Well, option trades are very good. So I don't when I get in, I don't want anyone else in with me. My job is anyone else that gets in after me, I'm gonna burn them to the ground and I'm gonna win the money. So anyone in Wall Street. Okay, so setups today, like I said, just got one S&P contract on the B setup at the support. Nasdaq is kind of still riding at the high, which is nice. S&P is what's kind of selling off a little bit. And of course, bull long up, hedge pressure is a really solid long today. Let me do this B setup from here to here. The way that I pick my expiration is pretty genius though, and I do teach it in the monthly maps class, which is class number 3 of the boot camp. This is A setup, 80%. Confluence is good, confluence is good, confluence is good. So like I said, I just got one. I'll get one more here and I'll be good. FundedX mentioned delayed data. Every new account we got them is delayed data. That's the first I heard of it. So if you guys didn't email me, like, let me tell you something. The instruction I gave you was to send me an email in Discord. Sorry, send me an email about FundedX on Discord. If you messaged me in Discord about FundedX, I immediately did not read it and moved on. So please follow instructions and send an email. I don't have time to go through a million Discord messages. Because they immediately get lost. Instead, email me, put FundedX in the subject line. That way I can type FundedX in the search box and then boom, 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 they all pop up. I can send it forward to them. So half of you guys sent me these like 10 paragraph long things about FundedX and I didn't even read it. I didn't even show it at the meeting. So you kind of fucked yourself over not listening to directions. So if you need help with FundedX, email Matt@RocketScooter. I 100% ignored all of your Discord messages. 100%. I don't know who you are in Discord. I don't know your email, nothing. Email me and I will forward your email to them and they'll take care of you immediately, I promise. So everybody here, just remember, Discord sucks ass. It's not your fault. Discord sucks. Once I read the message and it's gone, I have no way to like flag it or to like it or to organize it in any way that's like, let me remember I got to follow back up with these 5 or 10 people. Discord is just some linear garbage of here's your messages. Good luck. So please email them to me if you need me to talk to them for you. I sent them all of your emails and they should get with you guys today. And I literally complained about so much stuff with them. Where do you send the fax again? Yeah, send me a fax. That'll work. But half the people, take whatever you Discorded me and send an email. That way I can easily find it. All right, Blind Monkey, let's go, baby. Let's go, let's go, let's go. One more. Do I have a P.O. box? Yeah. Because whenever I'm communicating to these guys as well, I can't just be like, here's a screenshot of a Discord message, you know, like I'll email to them and then they can email it internally to whoever needs to get it and they'll work on it. So with Fund and X, what actually happened, let me guys give you the notes from the meeting. I have a horrible bedside manner. Deal with your attitude. What the heck? You know, I've got like fucking 8 toes right outside the spectrum, bro. You gotta kind of get used to it. They told me I came with 2 helpings of brain and half a helping of heart. I'm very direct. It's part of it. You just gotta get used to it. Everybody here loves me for it, though, I think. An 8-toe map pick, yeah. I'm like, I'm social enough to fit in with people, but I'm very much like, I'm very much somewhat Elon-ish when it comes to just like, yeah. But what I'm saying is, in general, I didn't read your Discord messages, so nobody here is offended by that. They just know to email it to me. Last night, the meeting, so let me tell you guys, I went over with these guys. I found it next. Yeah. Rocket scoot, gonna ride the wave. Time for giveaway. Almost. Wait, I've been at bedsides? Oh yeah, 100%. So the new person here, let me tell you what happened. So we work really closely with all the major prop firms out there. We're one of the largest prop firm influential communities there is. Perfect. Like, perfect description of that. We have an audience with a bunch of prop firms. We sit down with prop firm owners, and we actually work as consultants to prop firms as well. And so last night, I sat down with Fund and Next, with the owners, with the tech team, with the tech support team, customer service team, and all the affiliate side. It was me and a meeting of 12 people. And we got together and we took every piece of information you guys sent me. I told y'all to email me the last week, anything you needed. And I would send it to them and we would go over this huge meeting agenda of things that they needed to change at this prop firm to make it easy and simpler for you guys, right? And so if you didn't email me, please email me, by the way. Discord just really sucks balls. I wasn't even talking about people. It's not bedside manner. I'm saying Discord sucks ass. I can't, in that meeting, I can't be like, hey guys, let me put Discord here, read this Discord. They're going to say, can you email that to us? And I got to cut and paste the email and look up your email and send it to them. So for speediness, just email me the same thing you wrote me in Discord. I didn't read it. I didn't have time to read it. I just forwarded them the emails, and I'll forward your emails again if you guys send me today. They're waiting to hear for it. Let me do the A+ here. All right, B+. All right. A. You guys like me because I'm weird, though, right? Is that okay that I know I'm different. I'm like a weird, different flavor of people. I guess that when it comes to trading and Wall Street stuff, I'm not really that courteous. I think I'm the one business owner that has the mentality that the customer is always wrong. I don't know. I feel like I'm doing life backwards. I know it sucks. Maybe I'm wrong, you know what I mean? But it's always from the right place. Slightly salty, Matt. Okay. All right, so let me explain the rest of what I was saying with the Fund the Next meeting, right? I had to queue up the song, right? Okay. I don't mean to be, though. I'm actually really nice in person. I just, when it comes to business, I'm very direct. Okay. All right, so what I talked to them about these talking points, and this is what they said and the scope they have with it. Yeah, Fraser, bro, I had to put your song in there, dude. iDog thinks that I'm nice though in real life. Okay, so here's what we talked about. Okay, they're messaging me right now. I just need my accounts to. Okay, let me explain to you what the meeting is. I'm talking to them right now. So in the meeting that we have with Fund and X, we talked about a bunch of things. Okay, so number one, failed accounts not leaving your trade of 8, right? So basically, or leaving your platform environment. So you have an account, you fail it. My email address, Josh, is matt@rocketscooter.com. So email me there, but all of you guys, if you have a Fund and X, email me and put in the subject line, and that way I can quickly find it and send it over to them. And like a lot of you guys, Diana and some of you, they're immediately on it. They should have it fixed by today. So, okay. So here's the meeting. I love this song. All right, so let me put on the chill music so I can talk on top of the meeting notes. Okay, so point number one is your failed accounts aren't leaving your environment, right? Once you fail them, people are accumulating a bunch of accounts and they can't get rid of them. And I said, well, why don't they go away? And they go, well, we actually used to have it do that, and then we changed it to have them stay there in case somebody deactivated their account, or sorry, they breached their account and they needed to go back in the platform and prove that it was a mistake. So we actually leave it there for a week. This is what they said. We chose to leave it there for a week so that you can go through in case you were going to debate that you got breached the wrong way and you can get your trading history. And then I said, well, two things. Why don't you guys have the trading history on the dashboard itself? That way they can get all their trade logs there. And that way the platform isn't cluttered with all their failed accounts, because they switch between the no DLL and the DLL accounts. And people will like fail the accounts that you can't reset, and they have to buy new ones, and the failed ones just sit there. And so a lot of people are complaining that they have no idea how many accounts they have. And when they go buy new ones, it takes a delay to get them. So then it's like somebody will have 10 failed accounts there and then try to buy 3 new ones, and they don't even show up yet. And so it's a nightmare to manage like how much you've spent. And so the solution I came up with it was to have a manual delete button. The delete button would say that, like you have it, I think Tradeify and some of them, they all have them. You go to your dashboard, you can just delete the account straight up. If you don't want the account, click delete, it goes away. That way, if you want your failures to go away, just manually delete them and then they're gone. If you want them to stay because you're gonna debate whether you got breached the wrong way, then leave it there. Either way, you can just clean it up yourself. And that solves both problems. And they were like, yeah, that's a great idea, actually. I was like, so what if I'm trading a bunch of 100K accounts and somehow I want to just tank them on purpose so I can buy 25K accounts? I don't want to spend 2 or 3 days losing on purpose. I just want to just delete them. Keep my money. I'm going to delete them and start over. Let me go to the dashboard and click delete, 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 and then they're gone, and immediately I can buy new ones. Yeah, even Apex does it. Everybody does that. And that solves both problems. They stay there. If you don't want to delete them, they stay there. If you want to delete them, they go away. All right. Okay. Got breached, but got breached for the wrong way. Okay, so that's number one. Remember, I met these guys, and I might be a little cranky today because I was up until like 4 in the morning, you guys. It was a long night. Going through Fund and Next emails from all of y'all, meeting with them closer to midnight. and then going through all y'all's emails. Like I was working my ass off last night. I'm a little cranky today. All right. Hold on, they're messaging me now. Okay, so that's good. Number 2, past accounts not getting funded by next day. Some are waiting for at least a week. That is some of you and not all of you. The problem has been solved. However, for those of you in the boat that you haven't got your past accounts funded yet, your accounts will never get funded. There is a glitch. For some people, it's not all, and I counted the emails I had, maybe like 20 or so of you guys messaged me with this problem out of the thousands of you that bought from them. So as they said, it was a very small issue. They have to solve one at a time. So if you haven't got your funded accounts, send me the email. Trust me, they have it. They'll give it to you straight up, or they'll hook you up with something. For whatever reason, they had some glitch with their payment provider. And everything just kind of like froze up and locked up and was glitchy for like a small period of time. And it's since been fixed. And according to them now, and can you guys confirm to me, because I'm going to take your word for it over theirs. They said it's fixed now, but have you guys, who here in chat has bought Funded Next eval, passed it, and then gotten your funded account within a day, maybe in the last week or so? If that's you, just say that's me. I'm just curious. So that the issue's been solved, there're just a couple people that are still stuck in limbo. Literally Diana and other people. 2 days. Yeah, so you guys got your account within the day, right? So can somebody describe your experience to me? Because officially what they said is the minute you pass your account, you should get the activation agreement immediately. And then by the next day, you should have your account. Is this what happened, you guys? Y'all have it now? Those of you from last week on Friday, y'all are in the boat of you need to manually get it fixed. So if you still haven't had your account, send matt@rocketsecurity.com an email and I'll fix it for you guys. So you bought yesterday and passed. Mayloot, did you make sure that you go to the dashboard and sign your agreement? So that's one thing you have to do manually. Yeah. You got it by the next day. That's not true. What I'm saying is, did you actually sign the agreement? That's my question. Go to dashboard. They don't just give you the account when you pass, by the way. That's what a lot of people do overlook. You actually have to go to your dashboard. The account becomes inactive. You go to the inactive tab. You signed the agreement last night. Okay, cool. So you signed the agreement last night. You should get the account by today, hopefully. If not by today, by tomorrow at the latest. And again, the idea is that you get it by the next trading morning. Are people, okay, so if you're getting it by the next morning, can you tell me that you're getting it the next morning? They said it should be instant. That's what I don't know. Again, what they think is happening and what you guys are experiencing is a whole different thing. We're kind of the glue to kind of glue you guys together to talk. Yeah, and they understand this. And a lot of the people that are complaining are people from that same period. There's a time period when everything was glitchy. But people now, I'm talking like you bought the accounts now and are trading them now. Next morning for you. Yeah, as of Monday, it wasn't instant. As of now, I'm talking like in the last couple days. You guys are right. So you sign by 6 p.m. and then you usually get the account 9 to 10 a.m. Central. Okay, Leon, that's good to know. Your KYC is taking more than 3 days. Okay. Mike got it 7 p.m. Got it by 12 p.m. the next day. Okay. Got it the next morning. Had the ID check thing. Agreement was instant last night around market open. Just waiting on the account still. Okay. Next morning. Okay. That's good to know. So for the most of you, it's next morning, which is fine. Okay. So if you guys are still waiting on your accounts, send Matt at Rocksecure an email. I'll get you guys to the front of the line and get your accounts set up. 100% I got your back. You guys know I love you. I was up all night working with y'all, working with them for y'all to get this done. I got you. No funded account yet, Melu. You signed last night 8:40. Yeah, so it should be within the day, hopefully by the morning. If not, it'll be by the end of the day today. Melu, if you don't have it by tomorrow, send me a message. But basically within 24 hours of signing, you should get your account. Okay, so on the KYC, you do not have to do KYC each time. KYC, you have to do one time, KYC, once. Now, they have it to where you have to do it once every 3 months or something. I told them, change it to where you do it just once. And you do your KYC only when you pass and go funded, and it's only one time. And not everybody who goes to the KYC has to be interviewed. If you fail the KYC, then they interview you. And this is every prop firm, and I'm gonna tell you from my point of view, this is what's happening. Some people are like, why they're interviewing me for the KYC? Because you failed it. Because something about you is suspicious. Something about you didn't check the background check or whatever, all right? Interview is rare. Most of you shouldn't be getting interviewed. If you haven't been interviewed by them for your KYC, say no interview. I'm just polling you guys to see what the answers are. I listened to them, now I'm gonna listen to you. Have you been interviewed, yes or no? Like a physical interview. Most people should be no interview. Thank you guys. It is rare. If you are interviewed, it's because you're on the black books somewhere. You're on the Al Capone list. Something you did. Your background check, something about you is shady and you probably know it. You're doing something you shouldn't be doing. And this is every prop firm, right? Not saying you're shady, but something didn't check out. Remember, they use a professional, know your customers sort of organization. Their job is to make sure you are you and you are legit. So as I suspected, it's rare on the interview. If you got interviewed, maybe because your IP is switching a lot, you may be doing something accidental and not really being like a financial criminal or something, but it should be rare that you're interviewed. And a lot of people are saying, and John, maybe you travel a lot or something. I'm not saying you're a bad dude. I mean, y'all are all a bunch of bad dudes, I'm sure. But in general, it's probably because of something smaller. They just need more verification. It doesn't mean you're a criminal. I was just joking with you guys about it. It means you need more verification, and only an interview if you don't pass the initial simple KYC, which you should only have to do once, not per account. You've been between two countries half the year, and there you go. That's exactly what it is. And so if you had to interview, it's likely because of that. And what they're trying to do, and let's just tell you straight up, and this is every prop firm. This isn't FundaNext, it's all prop firms, right? Every prop firm is going to make sure that, you know, if you get flagged for cheating, like they catch you cheating and they ban you, that you don't go sign up under your uncle's name and keep trading to steal money from them. It does make sense, right? Casinos have a little black book. You know, once you're banned from one casino, you're banned from all, and this is normal. So for their thing is, as a global company in the Forex world, there are swindlers and scammers and cheaters all over the place in the Forex world. Not so much here as much in the futures world as would be over there, but a lot. There's still a lot of scammy stuff going on. So they have to basically just make sure you're you. The interview is non-invasive if you do get interviewed. The questions are very basic to basically make sure that you are who you say you are and that you're actually the trader you say you are. If you're trying to get the account into your grandma's name, they put your grandma on the microphone and your grandma gets up in front of them and they go, so what's the current front month S&P contracts? And grandma go, well, what do you mean S&P contract? And they're like, yeah, you're not really the one. This is, so yeah, that's not you. So the interview is just a secondary, and they're going to change the name. This is what I told them. I go, interview is kind of invasive and it sounds weird. Like people are like, what do I have to interview for? So maybe change the name. Don't call it interview. Call it secondary. You know, say like, on occasion we may need further information. So some of you may be asked to further validate your identity through a second KYC process or something. To call it an interview. Interview sounds weird. So I told them my note is change the name. Don't call it interview. Additional verification sounds pretty normal. Premier, call it white glove verification service. We verify you manually, sir. Oh, yes, you get the white glove service here at Thunder Next. We will verify you manually. Yes. Oh, very good, sir. Oh, yes. So that's it. So essentially, nobody should be getting crazy KYC stuff. They say it's very simple, very easy to pass a KYC. If you are who you are and you don't have any flags, you should pass. But occasionally, you'll have to do a bit additional verification. Plus some anal probing and slight amount of anal probing, just because. Okay. Number 3. I told them the VPN rule is unusual for the US. As firms are continuing to compete with each other, the VPN rule is mostly going away. Can you guys name some firms in chat that have recently got rid of the VPN rule, like meaning that you can go trade pretty much anywhere? I know ETF has gotten rid of it, but just so I know from y'all's experience, who has gotten rid of their, that allows you to trade from like multiple IPs? Take profit, no issue at all. ETF, no issue at all. Okay. Apex, no issue at all. Yeah, right. And I told them that that's kind of normal here, and they said we understand that, and we're gonna have a meeting on how we can handle this. I said the last thing you want to do is, you know, because you're gonna lose business either way, right? You're gonna lose customers who, if you have a VPN and don't let them travel and trade, then you're gonna lose the customer there. But you're also gonna lose customers, or you're gonna lose money either way, and you're also gonna lose money from people cheating you and swindling you by using VPNs to circumvent IP blocking. So who do you want to lose money from more? Legitimate customers or swindlers and scammers? What's the percent of business you're going to lose? And I presented it to him as a business case. I go, you know, it's becoming increasingly competitive in the United States, and that's one handle. One person decided, let's get rid of the VPN restriction, and then everybody's doing it now to steal market share. It's such a race. The firms are taking additional risk to race for market share, and they don't care about the risk. And I said, if you guys want to be competitive, you can't limit and restrict people if they want to trade on multiple devices or trade when they travel. So I came up with a genius idea that I pitched to them that I think would be great. And I said, if you guys still want to maintain a risk, remember, across the globe, it's hard to track down criminals. They're bouncing between different countries, and right next door is another country. Here, everybody's kind of in the same place, right? You have one set of rules, a box around the United States, and that's it. So here's the genius idea. If I said you either get rid of it altogether, or if you still want to restrict in some way to make sure that you are still not letting people cheat you, why not do an additional KYC if you discover a new IP? Someone goes into a hotel room to trade, then they, before they're able to trade, get asked, hey, can you do an additional KYC really quick? Is this you? Take a selfie right now of you holding up the number 4, and then here's a picture of your driver's license, and then we'll clear that IP for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, easy as that. So that you can allow certain devices and allow multiple devices and allow multiple IPs, whatever. So if you're bouncing around, just verify them a second time. Like, that seems like a pretty easy idea. Real brokers don't care, but you can't really scam brokers because you're really trading the market. Like prop firms, you can scam them so easily because there's so many ways to cheat the system. They got to be very careful. Slightly hung mat, smart mat. It's a smart idea, right? Just like, it's like when I log in at Google somewhere else. Hey, Google has detected a second login. Verify this is you. I literally go to YouTube and go, yeah, that's me, bro. And then it says, okay, you're verified. You're good. I'm going to log into YouTube on my TV. It's like, Google has detected a second login, or we'll send you an email, verify this is you. The YouTube app just pops up a pop-up. Hey, was this you? Yep, sure was. That was me. So basically on that, they can't just trust that that's you, because you can have your, you know, you can say you're your grandma and you can click a button and say that's you. But at least you have to take a screenshot of your face holding up some number. That way we know that that's you at that place. And that's it. AI can do that so easily. And so I told them that. I said, either get rid of it or do an additional KYC. That way when you wake up in the morning and go trade at a hotel, they make you take a selfie real quick and you're good. Right? I know. So these are all the ideas I pitched to them last night. Number 5. All right, that's what else I told them. So they said they'll think about it because it's a risk thing, but I told them, you don't want to be the only firm in the US that has that. I said, you'll get lapped by everybody because everybody is removing it because they don't care. They'd rather take the risk to get market share. There was a bug with their payment system a couple weeks ago and up until last week that if you bought an account, that a pop-up would show up and say, your payment went, basically it says like your payment went through, but there's a problem with the account and we'll get back to you soon. So essentially they were taking you the money and not giving you the accounts. Now, again, if you had that situation, which was rare, they're going to credit you or give you the accounts. They had a bug in their payment system, the actual payment system itself. And I think the bug stemmed from the fact that they switched to these like no DLL accounts and switched back. Something created a bug and that it would like take the money and then give you the account like maybe a day or two later or something. It was weird. And sometimes they wouldn't give you the account at all. They said the bug is fixed and the payment should be fine now and most people should be fine. The cumulative micro scalping. So I got the actual, this was a debate we had for a while because they didn't know the rule and everybody was on different pages. But the one person that knew went and verified to the one person in the meeting that wasn't there. Micro scalping. 40% of your trades or less can be micro scalping, which is 5 ticks or 20 seconds. And that's it. And I asked them, I go, how are you tallying up 40%? Imagine this. I have a 5-day to pay out as an example. If I make one trade on the first day and I get in and get out really quick and I have one trade, at the end of the day, your verification would say, oh, he's 100% micro scalping. Let's fail him right now on the spot. Because people were claiming that was happening. However, it was just a few people that were claiming that was happening and we found out that they were incorrect. We actually dug up, you know, from they went through all the documentation. They finally asked the person that did it and they go, nope, we don't check your micro scalping on the fly or per trade or per day. We do the analysis of that at the moment of payout, when you request a payout. So some people were saying, what happens if I got in and got out and got in and got out and got in and got out a couple times the first day and then my account got breached for micro scalping? I don't think they were correct. And they verified it happens at payout. So if you guys get flagged for micro scalping and they are wrong, which they could be, again, everyone in the meeting was on different pages. Nobody really knew the answer. They had to dial out to the risk team who wasn't there in the meeting to ask them. And the risk team verified it's done at payout. If you are getting, and it doesn't matter for eval, by the way, and I got confirmation on that as well. There is no micro scalping restriction on eval, only at the funded side. So whether you got a warning or breached, send me accurate information in email of your situation. How many, as much information you can. How many days have you been trading? What day are you on? I can probably close this out. Oh, actually, I'm at SPY hedge pressure. I can probably add one more right down here at the bottom. Yep. Add one more. Hedge pressure long. Now again, Aaron, now I'm talking about right now. Send me, don't just tell me that you got denied or whatever, like accurate information as of today, as of recently. If it happened to you, give me like a date, the time, what day you're on, give me all the details and I'll send it to them because they could be wrong, right? You shouldn't be flagged in eval. That's what they said. And again, like I said, there could be a mistake in their system. Payout is when it's investigated. It's not insta fail and not done at eval is what they said. That's what the risk team said. Now, again, the risk team and the development team could be on 2 different pages. This is where your input is important. Send me the email with all the evidence and all the information, like as much information as possible. Imagine you're like going to court and you're trying to prove your case. Don't just tell me like I got denied for microscalping. It's not going to help me. Give me all the evidence like you're building a case and I'll send it to them. It's very possible that the risk team and the dev team are on different pages. They might have intended to do that, but they may have programmed it differently, right? Okay. Right. And if you lost evals for microscalping, this is what I want to know. Again, I'm just the messenger. This is what they said, and they could be wrong. Remember, everybody in the meeting didn't know the answer. They had to dial to the risk team. So it seems like everyone's on different pages with that whole thing. Maybe there's a hole or an issue at that one particular thing. All right, cool. Again, if it's recent, it recently has been changed. If you failed your eval a month ago, that's different. It's recently been changed, I would say in the last 2 weeks or so, I think, when they changed it. And it should be that way. But if it's not, like I said, send me the email and let me know. Matt@rocketsphere.com. Get it all together, Aaron. If it was more than 2 or 3 weeks ago, probably not useful sending if it's recent. But send it anyways, because I think they changed the rule recently. You don't have to send me the email again. If you already sent it to me, just send it to me. But thank you for sending it again. And so it very well could be that we're helping them discover a hole, like they're all on different pages and we're going to help them fix it. So that's good, right? That's what we're here for. This was a hefty debate last night because everybody was on different pages and they realized they're all on different pages, which I like. I mean, I like discovering. I don't like that. Okay. So I got you guys. I got y'all. We're going to get to the bottom of this. Like, I was up till 4 in the morning going through y'all's emails, by the way. So keep sending them. Don't tell iDoc I was drinking coffee today. I don't even know why my camera's like all crazy like this. I mean, I do, but I don't know how to fix it right now. Okay. I added one at hedge pressure, by the way. And that it shouldn't be cumulative and that microscalping is investigated at the moment of payout, not along the way. Like, you shouldn't fail along the way. You shouldn't. That's the intent, is that you shouldn't. So we'll see what actually happens. Oops, let me long here. I want to get somewhere here. Let's grab something to hedge pressure. All right. Do 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 do. Ooh 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 ooh. I grabbed it half gap, added one more at hedge pressure. That's it. That's the trade I'm in. We'll see what comes out of it. So Nasdaq is doing right now. Nasdaq is bouncing at half gap support, which is good. That's the pivot you want to see. That's the pivot you want to see. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Please don't die today, market. And if we lose, if it's the same as like what we had last week, if we lose this, I've got liquidity pocket, I've got my A plus all down in here. This is A plus. So A plus nearby. Like I said, I'm trading just around this range, and market volatility isn't that bad. Should be okay, but let me see really quick. Hold on. Let me check VIX. Okay, we should be good. All right, cool. All right, one more thing. I'm adding to my longs. Yeah. You know it, baby. You fucking know it, baby. Yeah, that one. Oops. Let's get a little burp burp here. Oh, as you hold this open spot here, be kind of nice. Okay, a couple more things. Hold on. This is a good meeting I had with them last night. Delete active accounts. Oh, customer service. This was the last thing I had with them. Met with them to talk about the problems with customer service. Ooh, Nasdaq's kind of shit in the bed really quick. Let's double check here. All right, we should be good. So the customer service being slow, I got verification from them about this. Is that with the with customer service, they're just overwhelmed, right? And their ticketing system is designed such that they're trying to minimize first contact time. And then when they're solving your issue, they're usually solving other people's issues at once. So they're like getting you on the phone, and then sort of like a customer service rep may be working on 10 at once. And that's why it feels disconnected when you talk. And I said instead, and I would ask you guys what you prefer, but would you prefer when you're waiting for customer service, would you rather wait 10 minutes so that you can have an agent give you full attention, or wait 1 minute so that you can get partial attention and then the conversation is slower? Which one would you rather have? Evie's on. You got to rewind the stream and listen to the announcement I made about that. If you are in that sweet spot of that 1 week window where your accounts haven't showed up, they're never going to show up. You need to reach out to get them. Send me an email and we'll get them for you. You would rather have full attention, right? Full attention. You'd wait for 10 minutes for full attention, full attention, full attention. So what's happening is they're like essentially saying, hey, we got you. We're here. What's up? And then you type something and then you're waiting 10 minutes for a response. And it's the conversation takes a long time. So basically it draws your attention to be there, whereas you're there waiting for them, as opposed to you'd rather just do your own thing, and then when it's your time in the queue, you show up and then you have their full attention, right? Yeah, and I told them that's the way it should be. That people would rather have full attention. Hopefully that makes sense. Because it feels disconnected, and I said it feels like AI. It feels like they're not trained on some things, and as you guys are updating your procedures or that you solve one issue, you need to have a known issues list, such that once a week you train your customer service reps on some kind of solution that you have to some problem, because everybody seems to be on different pages, and you really need to update your customer service in real time, and they need to have a real conversation with somebody. And give them the full attention. Make people wait longer to give them the full attention. That's what I told them. And so hopefully they change that, and they train their customer service reps to be fully aware of updates and changes in the actual system itself. So these were my notes of the meeting, and this is what I told them. Full, yeah. The original thought was we kind of wanted to let you know we were listening. Yep, we're here. We're like, okay, hey, we're here. Give us a moment. We'll get back to you and put you on hold. And I said, well, whenever you tell somebody, hey, we're here, they're going to come sit down and they're going to do something. And then they're just sitting there waiting to get a response. And instead, let them do what they need to do, and the minute it's their turn, then they'll put their attention down. Then you go as quick as you can to get their problem solved. I said people in the United States will rather wait 30 minutes to get full attention than to get immediate attention and it take an hour. You know, we're used to like long hold times. Yeah, I'm a hold on the phone. Yeah, let me put on speakerphone. Let me go, I don't know, pick the shit out of my toenails for a little bit. Oh, it's my turn. Oh, let me run back to the computer, right? And that's what I told them. So res is slightly less than 0 in the S&P. Yeah, but we have filled the gap, right? So we're down at the bottom here. Is this big sell-off day today in S&P, or do we hold pop the middle? Let's get ready for the whoosh fan. And we're actually sitting here with hedge pressure right on this edge as well. right on S&P as hedge pressure here. Should be good for the double down. I'm all right here. I like it. I just added one contract on the edge there. Let's say our prayers on this one. VIX is slowly picking up again. Make or break here. We're also at the overnight dynamic hedge pressure right here on the S&P 63 level. Just here. Same spot. So anyways, all right. This is a BLU setup on S&P. Or sorry, BSU setup on S&P. Really strong A setup off of hedge pressure. Hedge pressure resilience is still okay. We are losing some stocks, but it's still decent enough. Nasdaq is still all right for resilience, and then S&P is kind of like right on the edge here. If we do crash out or whatever, this is the perfect bounce point as well. So I'll still be attacking this on the way down like I've done before. The problem is all these pivots are right on top of each other. I don't want to bag hold 2 contracts the whole way down. I'll probably trim if we lose this by maybe 5 points. I'll cut down to 1, just hold on to 1 for the reversal. Should be all right. I got this on some of my other Fund and Next accounts. This is looking solid. Good deal, good deal. Come on. All right. Looking for that hedge pressure bounce. Again, the setup it's kind of weird because it's like medium pivot, stronger pivot, strongest pivot are all nearby, and I don't want to hold 2 all the way down for another 30 something points. So what I'll do is I'll trim 1 at 65. I'll trim the other one at 60 to allow a little bit of overshoot, which is 10 points under, and then I'll hit the full force with 3 contracts at monthly hedge pressure. Trade number 2. So X1, X2, full 3 here for the run up to there. Hopefully this holds and maybe approaches half gap, but half gap is now resistance because res is less than 0. So that is the one problem. You should hopefully be all right here. Hedge pressure resiliences, the blue numbers at the bottom are both green, or they're both greater than 0, so that's pretty good. The Nasdaq's starting to get clobbered right now. A little bit. Resilience is still decent on Nasdaq. S&P did fill its gap on negative res. I think we bounce here. I think we're good. All signs and clues don't point to a volatile, crazy market sell. If we should survive this hour, we should be fine. But who knows, right? If this is round 2 of whoever was liquidating last week, we can break through key pivots and that could be it. All right, 65. I'll trim down to 1. I'm like literally right on the edge here. Actually, let me do 63. Let me give it a little bit more fat. 63. VIX is starting to climb. VVIX is starting to climb. Well, it's gonna get a little crazy today. I think we're good. I think we'll be fine. What's Nasdaq look like? Still at half up on Nasdaq. Nasdaq's holding pretty good, like a champ. Ooh, 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 ooh. Hang in there, baby. I'm gonna watch Nasdaq here at half gap. Resilience is still decent, so we should be fine. We'll see. Nasdaq is the stronger of the 2 indices today. Boy, it's trying to sell. All right. Yep. And trim down to 1, and at 60, I'll trim down to 0, and I'll get MHP on the bounce if I can get it. Back up to where it should be, baby. Looking solid there. There is that bounce in the S&P. We get back above blue. I'll add my 2 back on. Break. I'll be right back. All right, we are back on. Quickie bathroom break. I forgot to do the bathroom break song. I know. Right. Did I wash my hands? Yes, they are still wet, as you can see. God, I need to be able to... I need my camera settings to get better. This is driving me crazy. All right. Let's get back up to here. So I basically had 2. I trimmed down to 1. Now I'm back in at 2 at my hedge pressure. Should be fine. Hedge pressure resilience is positive. Resilience is negative on S&P, which means half gap is like my best bet of a bounce. So wish me luck here. This is the best I can hope for, an exit target there, at least under current conditions. Let's go, NASDAQ. Let's go. Hanging in there, baby. Let's go, baby. Let's go. I grabbed this and 2 more of my Fund and X accounts and all of my Tradeify accounts are now long right now. All of them. I need to get all these accounts. These 2 are at about 2,000 profits, so I just closed those out. The one on the screen, this is the one I'm fighting right here. Let me get these guys higher. Be kind of nice. Rotating account all the way down. Glad you did the trimming part. Still up from overnight, Trevor. Nice, dude. Nice. Congrats. Congrats. Good job. Good job. Good job. Your trim game is terrible. You get stressed out watching that guy trade. I don't. I tried. Well, I gave it a fair shot. I don't know why anybody watches that. I didn't learn a single thing. I felt the technique to be very amateurish. Nothing personal. Nothing. No beef or anything. I just don't know the allure of it. You secured your payout. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Is this time for Wish Fan? Started whoosh whoosh.
It started with a solid play. Sky was looking gray. Traders checking tickers, praying games would stay. Then a breeze rolled in out of nowhere it ran. Blazing up the charts came the whoosh fan. Glows a little neon hums, a steady tone blows across the floor and into every home.
Fingers crossed. Hang in there. Resilience greater than 0. Check. Weekly res greater than 0. Daily res not. This is tough. It's a tough one. NASDAQ holding the 4, looking great. Take the bull side break. VIX is not above triple B. VVIX is not above 100. So whatever's selling, I hope we hold. And Kristen, you're right. If it went down so fast and it's not going up so fast, that's believable selling pressure, right? This is pre-positioning for earnings and stuff, you know. But have some faith. Gurus are guessing. You guys doing all right out there? You can hatch your plan. Oh, maybe I forgot. Maybe I forgot to plug it in. There's the pilot cable on the floor. You gotta plug it in. And then we gotta switch the light switch on. Let's like all of our fingers are crossed here. Turn the switch on, plug in the fan. What else can we throw at it? The magnet? Oh yeah, the magnet emoji. Okay, if you guys are just seeing on the screen, we're making fun of this came as a joke of like making fun of gurus who have like emojis and crap on their charts, and I started drawing pictures and being funny, like, and the whoosh fan thing is actually something I drew that shows like the hedge pressure, so it's blowing a little bit of air. No, whoosh fan, don't die on us. Let's put the magnet there. Okay, one more thing. We had a magnet, right? Okay, this is just fun superstitions. I really do have a strong strategy here. I'm just kind of being funny. So don't think, what is this guy even doing? We're just memeing and having fun with it. There's a magnet we usually use. There's an extraordinary amount of and resilience is kind of nasty on the S&P. There's an extraordinary amount of emoji sellers out there. That was actually looking really nice for a hot minute. Nasdaq was looking good. Hopefully we can hold. Other than this, if we start failing like the same areas, we should be fine. But if we do, I've got A+. Like liquidity pocket is my A+ all down in here. So in reality, this is rock solid. If we break this and die, it's almost like Thursday all over again. So the question is how much risk do I want to be at? Remember, 60 was about my limit on this, and I got back in on the position, but we'll see what happens. You can hedge your plan. I don't like that it's failing here, though. This is not a good sign. Back to the same crap again. Come on, superstitions, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. It's like, this is not looking so hot. Same shit as before. Let me delete all this. I hate when the fun doesn't happen. If I lose 60, then I'm out, and then I've got 44 as my next entry, or like down there hedge pressure, so. This is why rotating accounts is very important. Dude, this is lame. Let me double check VIX here as well. I'm probably about to close out. VIX is pushing higher, VIX is pushing higher, NASDAQ pushing higher. 10:30. Oh, London closed, right? So I don't have any evidence yet, even though I don't like this little pullback here. I still feel okay with it. Hold on. All right. Hold on one sec. All right. Boom, boom. That's not good. Okay. So I'm still kind of like hanging on, but eight points underneath here. 10 points is about my stop. So I use about a 10-point stop. From 60, it has another 15 points to go. I can get my next entry there. We are likely losing this pivot if we don't hold this. Now I got overnight dynamic hedge pressure 63 right here at the same spot. The new model, right? The overnight dynamic model, the brand new one that I did, has an actual level right here. So this is where this is my new real-time open interest model for dynamic. Let's see how good my real model is. This is putting this thing to the test. All right, so this is dynamic. This is the one that I finished and I announced that this is going to be coming right out soon. So this is the level, by the way. So fingers are crossed on it. And again, the dynamic hedge pressure is based on my real-time open interest model, and it should be providing volume at this level, right on point. So I like that I see that. It's been one hell of a pivot, which is good. It's fighting its ass off there, which is why I was saying about 62 is where I was going to get out. So hell yeah. Let's put that magnet there. Let's get back. Come on, hang on to it. Come on. Don't die. Don't die on us today, baby. I need to save all the old songs here. Where's the market don't die today song? Hold that line. The market's going to test you. These are all funny. All right, we need to have our contest pretty soon. Where is it? All right. Yep, that's the one thing. That is the problem here. We're losing a little bit of stock. Nasdaq is still holding on like a champ, though, so we'll see. These are 80% same side close, so let's see if I get a...
Rockets fast, scooters slow. Will we bounce? Nobody knows.
Now, the one thing is that I have really strong pivoting down here as well. So I've got all A plus down at the bottom. If we can do label these are A setups, 80% with the confluence, which we do have, 80% same sign close, 80% a day should hold, 20% a day should break. Conditions are ideal for 90% hold on A plus on MHP, so. The fact that it bounced once, bounced twice, and still selling. This is a little kind of sucky. VIX is still low enough that I need to allow a sharp 10-point stop, and just because it's still trying to chop here, I'll give it 11 points. Maybe 58 now. Here, this goes so far, I think. Don't die for me, Argentina. Yeah. All right, you guys want to do a giveaway in a little bit. Once the market starts moving, I don't have to like fiddle around with the positions, and I'll do a little giveaway for y'all. Yeah. This is so corny, dude. It's so corny, right, Rama? It's supposed to be. That's the point. It's absolutely like the corniest shit ever. I know. but to get rid of the lyrics, the actual song sounds cool. It's like a 80s hair ballad, you know, like. The music's good too, like. Don't fade away. MHP, please hold. I don't like that we're losing. So this is getting a little alarming here. VIX is pushing higher again. Market's trying to get crazy. If we get above 1841 and we're back in that bear market again, which is great, I still got my puts on the table. So this is why I have puts. And somebody said, am I going to get out my puts? The answer is no, right? Holding them as a hedge. If the market somehow starts plowing through bull pivots again and again and dies out, then I've got puts that are going to make me a fortune if it does fall. That's the whole reason I did what I did. So maybe I am wrong, but as long as I'm wrong from the right place, it's all that matters. It kind of sounds like poison. Yeah, it does, right? It's like a glam rock ballad. This is my new dynamic model, so this is it. This is the overnight weekly dynamic model has been finished, the rigorous model. The pure estimate, no longer is it the range of blues. We're settling on testing this right now that this is gonna be the new standard. So the model actually is really good at providing volume at one spot, which is exactly what it's designed to do. So this is the overnight dynamic, the one that we haven't released yet, the one I've been testing and putting the test numbers up into this one. James is gonna grow his hair out for this song. James is gonna have the Homer Simpson look going on here. Get that long hair on the top going. This song is like This is like AI Evans Blue, man. I'm obsessed with this song. My soft trading is impossible to do with prop firms because of drawdown. No, dude, I'm crushing prop firms. Are you kidding? I built a 200K balance to Tradeify. You're just sizing too big. Z. And you rotate accounts. Like I literally, I teach a whole boot camp around this principle of how to rotate accounts and things like this. How often do I catch myself singing these songs? Oh, you can ask iDoc like all the time. And she sings some of them too. It's crazy. So an example, right? I'll trade account number 1 here. We land there, I'll trade account number 2 and 3 there. We land here, I'll trade accounts 4 and 5 here. If this account takes a little bit of stop, it doesn't blow up the account, it's just a little bit of a stop. Then 1 goes to the end of the list. And say that the market falls here and 4 out of 5 make its profit, then I'm done. The market falls again and then goes back to here and I want to take a second long. Account number 1 attacks on the back end as well. So rotating accounts is kind of how you do it. Like right now, I'm trading these 2 accounts with Funded Next. These 2 accounts are both up 1,800 bucks. And then right now on Tradeify, I'm just trading these 3. So I secure my profit in certain accounts and then I rotate other ones in and out. I'm not trading all the accounts at each pivot. That's the best part. In a real account, what I'm actually doing is staging positions in a real account. Same thing. If I wanted to trade this pivot and this pivot and this pivot and this pivot and just build a cost basis like the whole day, I can say, well, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 places to enter. Let me do like 5. I want to get in 5 minis. Okay, let me do 5 micros here. 5 micros here. 1 mini here. That's 2, and then the other 3 here. So I could calculate what's the total loss of each one of these positions and then have an overall stop on the other side of MHP. So example is if I'm stopping at 35, let's just say 40 for simplicity's sake. This is 50 points. This is 30 points. This one is, let's just round that one to 10. And then this one is like 15. Okay, so 5 markers at 50 points. Remember, 10 points is 250 times 5 is 750. That's only 750 loss of this position right here. And I'm trying to make 10K days, so I might acceptably lose like 3 grand on the trade. I have bull pivot. 5 micros here at 30. I'm sorry, wait, I did this wrong. 5 micros is 250 times 5 is not 750 is this one, my bad. This is 1250 up here. And it comes well within my budget of a 3K loss. 1 mini at 15 is 750. And 3 minis at 10 is the big loss, is 1,500. If the market loses bull pivot and loses bull pivot and loses bull pivot and loses bull pivot, that is the rare of the rare. That was last Thursday, and we hadn't seen that at all this year, one time. And one time, worst case scenario, spreading my risk across one account is, this is 2750, 35, right about 4,200 bucks, 4,250, I think, give or take. Right. So even if I lose each of these pivots in one account, I'm trading very small and then very heavy on the edge. And that's how I rotate positions or build a cost basis inside of a bigger position, bigger account. In the prop space, I'm just splitting my accounts up at different places, and not in all of them at once at one time. Does that make sense, Z-Renee? Yeah, rotating accounts the only thing I do. Yeah, copy trading is not the smart way to approach prop space. It's going to be very difficult to be consistent at passing. You're going to spend a lot more money on the props if you're not rotating. But that's a good question, right? So here, I'm only trading these 5 accounts, and if they're all going to take a loss, that's fine. I'm going to work all 5 of those accounts back up at MHP. So like now I can say, ugh, I don't like that we're losing here. Let me trim out. And I take a, you know, small loss within tolerance, right? If we survive the next hour, we're good. Because volatility doesn't just, well, we were going through European close. That's what I was talking about. And the volatility doesn't just like continue to climb all day without there being like an event. And if the event is like all day selling, okay. But I think that this, if we survive this hour, we should be good. Austin says it's exactly what you do. You have done this before. You found you the way to trade funded for sure. Oh, that's cool, Austin. Yeah, like Austin does the same thing, right? Like you rotate your accounts because the risk is small. If the account at the top of the account at the front of the line blows up, that only costs you a couple $100. And then 2 or 3 of these accounts make money. You could have made 4,000 or 5,000 towards your payout goal, right? This is certainly a way to mitigate your risk in the prop system, you know. And then in a real account, you just have to trade very light and then very heavy. The stronger the pivots, the less the position. Like this is a B pivot. Like I tried to take that earlier and took a loss, and I added again down here at the A. In a normal account, I would trade like 5 micros, 1 mini, then hit it really hard with the big minis at the bottom. So essentially, because I believe that the market has, you know, it's a bull setup and bull liquidity map, somewhere inside of here, it's likely to hook up. Which one? Well, that's random. So let me just trade all of them. That's the way I take it, right? And Q about to lose. And Q looking like... And Q just has that look to it, man. It looks kind of scary, actually. Looking kind of scary there. Right? NQ is just feeling a little heavy. Resilience is still positive though, so I know like all classical convention tells me lower lows and lower highs, that this is trending lower. So I'm just fingers crossed that we get a big poppy green candle out of here. Resilience is totally fine on NASDAQ. It's good enough. S&P's garbage, but NASDAQ is good, so we'll see. Let's see how good Papa Bear's overnight dynamic hedge pressure estimate model actually works. I have created a real-time open interest model that is dynamite. What I call the holy grail of trading. I finally have finished it. It's a model. It's never, ever going to be exact because it's an estimate. It's a model. I can never know the real-time open interest of the stock market's options landscape. However, this thing gets pretty damn close, I think. So we'll see. What I want to see in test and practice is that this actual pivot has volume even in the equity session check. This actual pivot is where I longed last night and made money. I bought that dip and made all my initial money off of that trade right there, off of the same pivot. And remember, before I release something to you guys, I gotta trade it and test it. That's the rule of thumb at Rocket Scooter. I don't just release something without risking my money to it first and thinking that, you know, it actually works in practice. Maybe it looks good on paper, but can I use it in practice, right? And I always put my money as the guinea pig before I ever release a new tool. So I usually have to trade it a little bit. This is also part of that. And it does, and again, this is all you expect is there to be volume and volume pivoting, and 80% a day should close above. And I'm tallying all that up right now. See what happens. Now we are getting very close. I said about 58 is when I'll probably just pull the plug on this and then aim for 44 as the next pivot. Man, I just have a good feeling though about this one. I don't know why. And it's fine because I'd love the market to crash. I'd love to make $200,000 profit on my puts. That'd be great. When do the new numbers refresh? So the release that I mentioned last night is actually delayed by 1 day. The walls are glitchy. And so he decided not to release it yet with the walls the way they were. What the heck is going on? I have a message here. Hold on 1 second, guys. Hang in there, baby. Indicator's still look good. Everything's not great. S&P's still bad-ish. Nasdaq is still okay-ish. Let me double check if where the stocks are supporting at. Nvidia, no, not yet. Nvidia has room to fall. Damn, this kind of does suck for me. Amazon, they all have room to fall. Shit. Can we just get to like noon faster? Let me trim back down to 1 now. This is not good. I trim back down to 1. This is 10-point stop below here is right about 60. So this is where my original stop is going to be from that original pivot here. I have trimmed down to 1 because it looks like it can fall. And I'm going to stop out of everything pretty soon. If it doesn't get back above here, I'll just close it out. I still believe in it though, because everything looks great. I'm just going to keep my risk lower. Let's check what Nasdaq is doing. Hang in there, Daddy Nasdaq. It'd be nice to get some kind of green out of this. Hang in there. Every time I draw the whoosh fan, it goes away. It breaks my heart. Bull bottom play, just wait for it. Yeah, that's basically like the big play. That's the good one. Give us some love there. I have my 1 still. Man, this model is good. I like it. 63 was like a rock solid pivot last night. Hook and bounce, baby. Hook and bounce. Give us that runner. Come on. Give it to us. All right. Do we have to get like hyped up like a 4th time? Every time I draw the whoosh fan, it's like a sink in the water fan. All right. If you break my heart this time, whoosh fan. Bigger fan, bigger fan. Okay. My fans kind of look like weird dinosaur egg football rather than a fan. Kind of hard to describe. All right, let's get it. Let's get it. Again, I'd like to get right back up to there. Bull bottom play display for it. Yeah. All right, we'll do giveaways soon, guys. I know I've been kind of like playing with positions. Sometimes it gets exciting whenever you have actual position to kind of play around with. Get a little bit busy, if you know what I mean. Let's get about that half gap. Nasdaq Res is still positive, 2.3. Still looking all right. Can't exactly complain about what I'm seeing. As usual, the market detects fear selling, Stu. Oh, Stu, dude, I got so busy last night till 4 in the morning with this funded next stuff. I didn't get a chance to follow up with you. By the time I got through all the emails and done with that meeting, man, I just literally passed out for the 2.5 hours I could sleep. Come on, man. Hang in there. I still haven't trimmed out fully. I'm still taking the risk. It's still looking good. Let's see that S&P pick up some movement, though. That'd be nice. Come on, give us that love today. Bigger whoosh fan. All right, we're gonna do one more. Okay. One more time. One more time. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. I like when he goes whoosh, whoosh. Why did I pick Nasdaq over ES? On the long side today, Nasdaq has a stronger resilience, the white number, so it's a stronger index. Nasdaq's stronger today. So it's 21 versus minus 8.2, right? You see the difference? So Nasdaq has, and then as I'm trading both of them, but like the reason I would choose one or the other is basically that. S&P right now, because S&P is at its stronger pivot, so. But they're both gonna trade at the same place, or pivot at the same place. For the whoosh fan! No one knows who built it, what powers it has. All right, I closed out one of my funded X positions. I got one of them up to 1,200 bucks just on that. I'm just scalping this one now. If I get a big reversal, that'd be kind of nice. We'll see. This is it. New hour and 2 minutes, so well, maybe we'll see like some movement. Usually right on the hour, the candles start to like flip around in the mornings. Live your life, says Matt. Don't want to offend you. You're an incredible trader. For example, today the market is playing on you. It's not. This is all. This is how I trade every day. It's the same way. I have the more 80% of days are going to close above this blue line, so I got a long at it. The first trade was a B setup. I traded it small, intended loss. Second trade's a stronger setup. Third trade's an even stronger setup. Chalk it up to like you don't understand my trading style. So the idea is that each subsequent trade has taken slightly more risk. Remember my first position was like one contract at that halfway point because I wrote is a B setup, just one. We fell to here, I added two. Market fell, I trimmed, got back up, I added two again, trimmed. Now I'm back at one. That's it. If I lose one and we fall to there, I will make everything back on this. There's only a 10% chance this one breaks. So when we hit here, I'm gonna hit this with like 4 or 5 contracts, like a bigger, fatter position right here, depending if the indicators give me confluence or not. So that's all I'm really doing is taking a stab of each bull pivot, but harder each time and only rotating a few accounts at a time. This account is only down $1,600. That's it. That's literally it, which is totally fine. My other accounts are, well, let me show them to you guys. Let me take an up-to-date screenshot. Remember, the trick is rotating the accounts. This is a tried and true trick that I've been using to completely crush the prop system for as long as I've been doing it. So this is where we are now. Again, I haven't touched all my accounts. These 3 are flat and locked in. This one is still active with the same position as this one. This one on screen is this one. These other 2 are slightly under. They were all green earlier today, but I decided to try to push a little harder to get them all close to 2,000. These are locked in. These are locked in. So now I'm just trading these guys. So now it's like, okay, now we're losing the level. Let me flatten the trade out. Okay, so I don't like it, right? Let me close that out. Hopefully that makes sense, right? And then I got my other accounts to play with. And what is your $1,500 loss? This one right here. That's this one. This one I was trading on stream just closed out. These are all still open. Remember, when I rotate my accounts, they're all in at different positions or different sizes in different places. Yeah, like I'll make it back at the 90%, 100%, yeah. 100% chance I will attack that one there. Gabor, what are you saying? You lose more than show ours. I don't understand kind of your English there, bud. Can you help me out with that? What do you mean by that? And what is your $1,500 loss in caps? I'm a little confused. That's this one. The one on screen, the one that I bought, added, bought, subtract, then closed. That's this one right here. So right at the A+ pivot, I'll be able to take this one right there. All right. Let me go ahead and clean this up. Again, Whoosh fan giving me love and then giving us hate. All right, let's do a giveaway. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh fan. Okay, let's do the giveaway real quick. Hold on, let me open up here. Where's my... I had to re-log in everything because I had to reinstall my crap. Here it is. Log in. All right, y'all. Okie dokie. All right. All right, you guys, we're gonna be giving away today Fun and X accounts first. First, Fun and X. Their brand new rapid plan challenge, 225k accounts for Fun and X. Make sure you type it in, type it in, type it in, type it in, type it in. You guys, a couple minutes to do that. All right, guys. Give you guys a little quick word from our sponsors here. We have a bunch of deals going on with all of our prop partners. Let me get this oops, promos here. We have to do this every time we do the giveaway. We have a 35% off of Tradeify right now, which is kind of one of our really good deals. 80% off buy one, pass one with ETFs. So this is your statics. Get them for 80% off. Your direct to funded 80% off. Buy one, pass one, which is really great. The Funded Next Rapid Challenge sale goes on until Sunday. Sunday, you get them at double discount. We get a huge 25% off plus an additional 10. We get 10% off the 25 as we negotiated to get 2 discounts off of these plans until Sunday. So that's still going on there. And pretty much that's really the good stuff. Got going on today. Are you guys ready? You're ready to spin that wheel? The current, let me get the graphic here. This is what we're giving away. They're really awesome. Oops. I usually have everything loaded up, and now I'm kind of like in this boat of, there we go. Had to reinstall and add everything. It's all crazy now. Okay. Rabbit Challenge is a scaled sort of payout plan type account, kind of like middle tier payouts instead of like really big fat payouts. Market's selling out pretty hard right now. When you look at this, you're gonna see that there is a 0 consistency on the challenge phase. It's a 1-day pass, and then there's no DLL and 40% consistency once you're funded, which is great. We hate DLL. That's the worst of the rules. I hate them. When you get to your profit target with the consistency that you see here, it's literally just what it is. There is no window. There's no payout window, nothing. You get to your payout profit target, and as long as you get consistency, you can get a payout, which means 3 days to pass with Funded Next, or 3 days to payout, which is great. 1 day to pass, 3 days to payout, perfect. And every 3 days you can take a payout, $2,500 on the bigger accounts. In the lesser accounts, you take a smaller payout. After 5 payouts, you go uncapped. It's pretty cool. What's great about Funded Next, and the reason I got behind them, because there's no monthly fee and no activation fee. It's a one and done. You have to trade once every 7 days to keep the account active on the eval side, once a month to keep an account active on the funded side. So keeping that in mind, you guys. Hold on one second. Okay. Yeah, so with that being said, you can have up to $700,000 worth of accounts, and you mix and match 7 100s, 14 50s, or 28 25Ks. 300 of those can go funded, which is really awesome. Other than that, it's a really good firm. I mean, I've been trading with them. I really enjoy the uncapped payouts. That's like my favorite part of it. So let's spin that wheel too. If you guys get to play in 25K accounts for that, which would be nice. Hang in there. These accounts just went green, which is nice. Finga, winner number 1. Good job, good job. Winner number 2. Oh, guys, we're almost running out of time. I have to go to my Fun TV in a little bit. I'll have to make sure that my camera stuff is fixed by tomorrow, so hopefully I can get that fixed for y'all. Grease Wendy. Winner number 2. Good job, you guys. All right, so Grease Windu, Finga. You guys know the drill. You need to go to my Discord. You need to send our admin Slack a message in the contest channel. Tell them that you won. He'll hook you up with your account. You need to have an account with Fund to Next already. You need to tell them the email that you signed up with. You need to also take a screenshot of your YouTube ID so that way we know that it's you behind the account in the Discord. And that's basically it. Other than that, congrats you two on the win. Let's see what else we have to give away today. We're absolutely running out of time though. Let me make a deal with y'all. If we come back in the afternoon, I'll double down the afternoon giveaways. I really got to prep for the My Funded TV. I'm running late. I've got 15 minutes left to go. We don't have time for another one. I completely ran out of time. Stupid market made us trade. You know what I'm saying? Blame it on the damn market. Okay. Let's prep and get ready to go over there in just a little bit. Yeah, we'll come back in the afternoon. We'll double down. All right. Yeah. Rug down freebies. LOL. Well, I'll get you, brother. You know I will. I'll give you guys all the sweet nectar of free stuff you can ever drink. All right, here's a link, you guys. Oh, we're still early. I mean, we still got like 10 more minutes. All right. What's going on here? at Tyler Gotel from Shorts. Yeah, yeah, that's the Tyler. How do you even pronounce your last name, dude? Gotel? How do you even say it? Give me the Gotel. Gotel. Oh, it's easier than I thought. Go tell on someone. Go tell. So, A plus is going to be the monthly hedge pressure. That's the one, yeah. For this particular one, I'll get back in on the long if you break through the blue right here. I'll take it. Yes, that's correct. That is the Tyler Gotel. What other companies offer uncapped payouts other than funded next? After some time, Apex eventually does. Right? Who else besides Apex is uncapped? Buy funded futures is relatively uncapped. It's on 80K cap, but for most people that's uncapped. Take profit does. All right, I kind of want to fix my damn camera though. Let me end the stream earlier, guys. I know this is like abnormal, but I'm gonna try to fix my camera so I'm no longer a slideshow. Everybody go here, go here, go here. I'm gonna get out here early. I love y'all. We'll see y'all at my funded TV. So I can't fix it in the 9 minutes that I'm here. As a matter of fact, we only have time for the outro.